to put comments out without thinking about the implication it could have, or just people who feel like putting every thought that runs through their mind online, when you could really just tell your friends, write it in a diary, keep it in your head. You don't have to say everything you feel. And I'm not saying that from a holier than thou place. I'm just saying in general, you don't have to say everything you feel, specifically if that thing can have an impact on somebody else, specifically if what you're talking about is not an actual problem, it's just a problem to you. I just had to talk about it because I couldn't believe that it was a real conversation that we were having, and I just wanted to see if anybody else has been alarmed by just how warped we are becoming by perfection online, and how we kind of judge people who are not falling to those standards almost as much as we judge people who are. I think the point I was trying to make is that we can't sit here and pretend like we don't judge people regardless, whether or not they choose to slow the aging process as much as they physically can. They don't do anything to prevent aging, they just do what they can to maintain what they have. We are not honest about the fact that we judge people regardless of whatever course of action they take. And we all know that some people are more susceptible to peer pressure or the things that they see written about themselves and others than other people. And it's not to say that people wouldn't get surgery if people went on social media commenting about their appearances. That's not what I'm saying, because at the end of the day, we all have free will and we can do whatever we want to do with our money. What I am saying is that the comments that we make have an impact. And until we get to a place where we shut up about the way people look, nothing is going to change. And I also want people to know that shutting up is just as much of an option as commenting on somebody's appearance. As a society, we control what we choose to give importance. So just to tie it back to books, I am glad whenever I see descriptions of an imperfection, but also I've seen in certain books where they will try to insult a character because they've had plastic surgery. So they'll call somebody a bimbo, oh, she has implants or Botox. There is still sometimes that inclusion of plastic surgery being a stick to beat a character who is supposed to be bad with. I would actually love to see more imperfection about female characters, because I see a lot with the male characters in the way that we embrace the way that men age a lot quicker than we embrace the way women age. I don't want to read about the person who is supposed to be the bad character in the book being framed as a plastic doll, because that also has its impact and its connotations. And we know that it's not only bad people that have plastic surgery. If you've sat here and listened to me ramble, thank you, because I don't really think I made that much sense. But if you stayed this long, then you probably thought I did.